I tell them to read over the minutes? So
Yeah, no, they should have just asked if everybody's had a chance to look.
Are they in the booklet?
They're
Yeah, and read over the balance sheet.
Yeah, just give them a look. I'll take care of this part.
Okay. I was going to tell them to take a look.
Yeah, just have them go and take a
We
look.
gave them pins, a lot of them, as they were coming in. Oh, look at you, you followed the pins. Good job, Tom.
Hey, gentlemen. I think we're a couple of minutes late, but that's okay. Those of you that, does everybody have one of these? And if you don't, you can get one back outside. But a couple of things we're gonna make a motion to approve very quickly, or one of you will. But take a look at our balance sheet. That would be page 1, 2, 3, 4, and also take a look at our minutes. And because we're going to make a motion, or somebody's going to make a motion that we accept those, I hope, later. Okay, and all right, I guess welcome, man. It's good to see everybody. Brother Ephraim is going to lead us out, and I'm going to give him the mic. Also, I want to let you all know we're going to sing the alma mater. I think who's going to lead us in that? Pat. So. And that's the first page, back of the front page of the program. Guys, try to get those words right. Okay.
Please stand for the prayer. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. O Lord, we thank you for all the gifts which we as an organization, we as the Abbey School, we ask you to bless all of us and those members who are not here today with us. We are grateful for all your help. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Here's something you might ponder if you still remember your Latin. Ut in omnibus glorificator Deus. Ask your neighbor what that translates as.
That means, if you guys want a rough translation, this is from the class of '83, that means the news of your daughter's pregnancy brings great joy to our village. Forgive me, Father, I've sinned. Gentlemen, thank God we went to Subiaco, and let's say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, liberty and justice for all. Now let's turn our attention to Pat.
All right, gentlemen. 1, 2, 3.
Onward Trojans, onward Trojans, onward calls to you. Sons of Subiaco, all we stand in back of Subi's good old orange and blue. Onward Trojans, true B wants you to be true. So with voices clear, stand right up and cheer for the good old orange and blue. Hey! Man, that was really good, guys. Okay, I gave you all fair warning on looking over the spreadsheet and the minutes, and I'm looking for someone to make a motion that we adopt that. You're one of those devious people sitting in the back row. Frisky. I think we had German together. Okay. Did we have who seconded it? I seconded it. Thank you, Mr. Lisko. Roosevelt. Well, Roosevelt, I was just giving the Lisko family a compliment. Okay, I think at this point, Dale Schumacher, class of 71, is with us. Oh, I need to, by show of hands, who approves the minutes? Anybody opposed? Yeah, keep your hand down. Okay. I'm turning it over to a guy that actually knows what's going on here. That would be Tom Canada, class of 09.
Good morning, everybody. So, there you go. I'm going to do my best to fill in for Dale. I am no Dale Schumacher, but I will do my best. So, we're going to start off by going over our deceased members of the Alumni Association. So, if you'll turn your attention to the screen up here. Paul Lisco, class of 48. Raymond Allert, class of 49. Gilbert Weisenfels, class of 50. Richard Plugi, class of 51. Thomas Cook, class of 53. Charles Weisenfels, class of 53. John Horner, 54. Lawrence Giels, 56. Eugene Schwartz, 56. Vincent Harder, 57. Mike Moss, 57. Ben Petrick, 58. Michael Friga, 60. Clifford Pels, 60. Patrick Brown, 62. William Reinhardt, 63. Ray Schmitz, 64. Joe Hines, 65. Dr. John Lakowski III, 67. William Thomas, 67. Leo Tolbert, 67. Stephen Campbell, 69. Ambrose Schmitz, 70. Henry Moore, 70. Walter Smith, 71. John Schulte, 72. Michael Schneider, 73. Joe Strobel, 77. Miguel Gonzalez Ramos, 78. John Shrinko, 79. Gerhard Thompson, 81. Mike Walter, 88. Mark Schroeder, 90. Sean Manus, 07. Tony Schneiderjohn, 13. And that's it. Do we have any omissions?
We just got word that Mark Seals, William Mark Seals, class of 65, passed away just here recently.
Are there any others? At this time, we'll ask Brother Ephraim to lead us in a prayer for our deceased brothers.
O Lord, grant these eternal rest, and let perpetual light shine upon them. May they rest in peace.
All right, at this time, I'd like to recognize our anniversary classes. So if you are from any of these classes, please stand. 1944, 1949, 1954, 1959, 1964, 1969, 1974, 'And I'd also like to give a shout out to Chris Kreiner, who serves as the class agent for 74. So thank you. 1979. And I'll give a shout out to Tim Costello, who serves as their class agent. I think this next class needs no introduction, but 1984. Special thanks to Barry Guidry, Don Rooswald, Tim Blosky, and Kevin Franz for serving as class agents for 84. So. $1989. Huge thanks to Kevin Huff for serving as the class agent. 1994. And a thanks to J.P. Koch for serving as their class agent. 1999. And a shout out to Jessen George and Britt Sori for serving as class agents. 2004. Special thanks to Tuan View for serving as their class agent. 2009. That's right, Joe Dart. And I serve as our class agent. Class of 2014. Thank you, Daniel Dunham, for serving as class agent. 2019. Thanks to Paul Sider for serving in that class. All right, and then, well, I guess I'll stay up here, So now we're going to go over the treasurer's and finance report. Did everybody have a chance to look over the financials?
This is normally Dale Schumacher. Do we have him on the phone?
No, but if there's any questions, he said. I'll call.
Yeah, his proxy is with Tom here. So that's big shoes to fill. But and y'all, most of you probably know Dale had a quadruple bypass recently, and he said he'd much rather be here. Make sure all of you know that. He also represents the class of 71 extremely well. And yeah, so if there's any finance, you turn to page 4, I believe. 5. No, yeah, 4. Thank you. That's right next to 5. And yeah, if you have any questions about that, Tom's here to field them. Keep them brief.
Is there any discussion about the financials?
You just read over.
We'll just let them look at it. Okay.
We got a first. That was who?
Ryan Christie again.
Ryan, back row. Troublemaker. Who seconded them?
Post.
Andrew Post.
Oh, you get his last name right, huh?
And then we'll just vote on that. So.
I'll give you a hug after this. Okay, Roosewall? I should know that. My gosh, he was my son's classmate here. Okay, their 10-year reunion. Okay, and next on our list here, we need to vote. All in favor of adopting the financial, by show of hands, we got anybody opposed? Okay. It really, if you have any in-depth questions, please corner Tom after the meeting. Okay. Abbott, are you ready to come up and talk about vocations? Abbott Elijah.
Good morning, brothers. Those of you I have not had a chance to meet, my name is Elijah. I'm the 8th Abbot. The 7th Abbot is Father Leonard, and the 6th Abbot who brought me here is Abbot Jerome Cadell. So, wonderful group. Obviously, God did not feel I was qualified, so he gave me 2 living abbots to mentor and to stick with me. So I'm very blessed in that regard. I just wanted to tell just a few things very briefly. For those of you who've been here at the previous years, you know, one of the things when I first got here is we had gotten very small in terms of the number of monks that were serving within the academy. You know, for our monastery, our 2 principal apostolates are education, the academy, and hospitality, Corey House and the retreat ministries and all that we do, particularly going out on weekends and assisting diocesan priests who need a weekend off or a vacation or something like that. So we right now total a number of 33 monks altogether. Coming up in this next academic year with the blessings of Dr. Wright, who has been very keen on getting into the academy as many monks as I can possibly provide, we'll be having 12 of our monks going into involved in some way with the academy. So that's very exciting. I think for those of you who are not from here, I don't see him here, but Brother Jude is back as an artisan in residence, taught woodwork this year, and Brother Jude, only under obedience, he says, but he is in the midst of having to struggle with, he went through 8 weeks of treatment for prostate cancer, and in the midst of all that, sort of the joy of his life was to be with the boys in the academy. And so many of the boys, those of you who know them, or in fact some of your relatives and stuff, were keen on being able to leave this place with we have certain differentiators. We have monks. Another differentiator is we have things like that to be able to train our boys in. Another artisan in residence, Brother Augustine, taught a 6-week program in iconography. And so the boys were, later, I know 2 of the boys were trying to do icons of their girlfriends as gifts. So go figure. I'm thinking of other things they could have done, pictures of our Lord and the Blessed Virgin Mary, but girlfriends works as well. It's wonderful to have the boys in the classes and to be involved and with our monks, because it is a life-giving thing both for the monks, but also I think for our boys as a differentiator that we have. So, not surprising, we need to get more monks. The reality is we're in the middle of nowhere, and we just don't get enough visitors to come to our place who consider monastic life. We're making a major marketing effort both for the academy and for the abbey and vocations. You'll be seeing more about that in the next 6 months. Generally speaking, if we can get guys who are inclined to monastic life to come visit us, they stay. In terms of they want to try to make a commitment to our way of life. We obviously also need guys that will come to our academy who are, Abbey, who are interested in the academy and in our ministries that we have. And so it is important that if you can't work well with the boys in the academy, then there are some other wonderful abbeys to consider across the United States. But for us, our education and hospitality are key to who we are. We're also needing to replenish our ranks of monastic priests. And so right now we have 2 men in the seminary. Brother Rabin Heyer, he's coming back the first week of August after having spent 3 years in Rome, Italy. He made the sacrifice. and he is coming back, and he's excited and ready to teach and go into the classrooms. He'll be ordained as a priest for our Abbey November the 22nd. You'll hear more information about that if you'd like to come back and be a part of that wonderful celebration. It's the day the day that the boys will go off on Thanksgiving break, so they'll be able to experience a wonderful ordination that morning from a teacher that they will have in the academy, Brother Rabin, becoming Father Rabin. And it'll be a wonderful witness and example, and he did very well in his time before. He'll be coming back in and talking with Dr. Wright. Rabin will come back and be involved with cross country as well as track and field, and then he'll be teaching 2 classes in our English program, and then he has some other things that he'll be doing as well. As some of you know, you have told me by emails, phone calls, and cornering me that you miss having the tap room. Our brewmaster, I sent him away to seminary. So I've shared with many of you, what's the choice, beer or a future priest? Some of you were unsure how to answer. I won't say that the quality of your education here led to that, but let me just say we've shut down our brewery for the present time. Brother Sebastian has finished his first year at St. John's in Collegeville. If you're through that area up in Minnesota, please stop and reach out and say hello to him, stop and take him out to eat. And so it's a wonderful experience that we have. He's had a great year. He just got his report card again for this last semester, all A's. But in the midst of it, I don't think I see Brother here, is he? I'll tell you that Brother, he had a tough challenge this year. He got an infection that led to the loss of hearing in one of his ears. And you'll see him sometimes doing this, trying to adjust to it. And so they're in the process of trying to figure out how best to deal with that. That's why if you're having a conversation, he suddenly walks around you. It's not because he's stalking you. It's because he's having to get to a place where he can actually hear you. So Brother has another 3 years left. I've assigned him to San Antonio this summer. He leaves tomorrow. In fact, he'll be at the Mexican American Center. He's going to be doing a Spanish immersion program for the summer. So both of those guys are in the mix. We planted the seed for monastic priests to be able to do part of our replenishment and stuff. So continue to pray for vocation. If you know of anybody that is single between the ages of 18 and 50 who might be interested in an independent monastic life, a way of giving their life to Jesus Christ and service to the church, be happy to talk with them. Just give me their name, number, even if it's your enemy. I'm happy to talk with them because God may be calling not just friends but also enemies. I would say in terms of the projects, brothers, I want to thank all of you as alumni because of so much of the partnership that you do on behalf of the Academy with our Abbey. It's important. I was looking up here, the Tohono O'odham Nation flag. For many of you that know, it was Daniel Warmack, class of '83, instrumental in, with his wife Susan, in forming that relationship with the Tohono O'odham Nation. Many of you know there's been some sad histories about residential boarding schools and the Native Americans, but luckily and blessedly, our academy never had to go through that or experience that. But it's a wonderful opportunity to allow our Trojan brothers to be able to experience not just students from South Korea or China or the Bahamas or Curacao and stuff, but from the nations within our own nation. And so we're very blessed, and thank any of you. If you have initiatives and ideas and you say, well, you know, I can't do it on my own, then please reach out to me and we can see if the Abbey can partner with you to be able to then help and assist our academy. We've got some great blessings coming aboard. And I would just say finally, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, you know Doc and others will talk about our new, what he calls our soccer pitch, the rest of us call football field, and the track. One of the things that is instrumental is you see that going in right across the road. If you haven't been a part of that or familiar with it, we're installing a solar power array, 2,700 panels, that will be providing by September our energy needs. And a 30-year warranty, payback of around 9%. One of the things that we're internal return rate on return, so many of your brothers here, who I can't name all in person, have been instrumental in getting that moving forward. What we hope to do from that is to, you know, be able to use that for the academy. imagine, how many academies or secondary schools have not just a solar power array for the whole science, technology, engineering, and mathematics programs, but also have a water reclamation program. We have 3 lakes for the forestry and biological management. We have timber resource management. In the midst of that, a water plant that takes care of that. If you've seen some of our graduates this year, they're interested in some of those very things. This is another differentiator for us, that we have opportunities here for our boys they couldn't find anywhere else. So let's really, if you have some ideas, again, contact me, contact Glenn Constantino, our procurator. We'd love to be able to see what we can do for our boys. Pray for vocations. Thank you, your others. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Father Abbot Elijah. We need to, I think we need to be very appropriate right now following the abbot if we recognized so many of our fellow alums and monks. I'd like all the monks to stand up, Eugene and Father Eugene and Brother Adrian, Father Jerome, Father Richard, Brother Ephraim, and honorary alum, Abbot Elijah. Oh, Father Reginald, Father Leonard. I think I speak on behalf of all alums that we're very, very grateful to you guys. So, okay, I'm going to turn it over to Glenn Constantino, our procurator, and he's going to give us a report. Welcome, Glenn.
Thanks, Joseph. Yes, a bunch of people have already told me that. I'll do my best, So, good morning. I'm Glenn Constantino, the procurator for Subiaco Abbey. Welcome back, and thank you for this opportunity. This weekend is always very special for everyone, very special for our family as well. I'd like to provide a very, very brief update on our Legacy from Tradition Onward Together capital campaign and on some non-campaign projects. The monks and you alumni are the backbone of Subiaco, and we thank you for making these projects possible. Over the past 48 months, we've been amazed and inspired with your outpouring of support. Nearly 400 donors have provided over $9.1 million in gifts and commitments to our campaign. That is truly amazing. Of the $9.1 million, believe it or not, we have spent less than $30,000 on administrative expenses on the campaign. So these gifts are going directly to the projects and to the good works that go on here. Over the next several months, we'll be working to raise another $1.2 million to reach our goal of $10.3 million. As we've discussed in the past, I think you know that I've repeatedly said that the campaign and what we do here is not focused on money, but rather on the ministries and the mission of Subiaco Abbey and Academy. Here's a rundown of what your generosity to our campaign has made possible. This year, we completely renovated Wardlaw Hall into a beautiful student and outdoor activity center. Hopefully some of you got a chance to go by there this morning. We increased our tuition assistance scholarship endowment by over $1.5 million and provided direct tuition assistance of nearly $700,000 over the past 4 years. That's helped 45 students or more be able to attend our academy just through these funds. We converted unused main building dorm space into modern state-of-the-art classrooms, and we completely remodeled iconic Alumni Hall into an innovative STEAM building. We put in a beautiful new swimming pool and refurbished the Abbey water tower. We refurbished the Abbey Health Center elevator and installed a new health center chiller as part of our long-term plan to expand and improve our monk care center, monk care facilities. At the Corey House, we installed new energy-efficient guest-controlled HVAC and filtration systems. We built a handicap-accessible entrance to the monk choir stall area. We paved key areas around the campus, installed a key card lock system throughout our buildings, and also repaired and replaced flat roofs around the campus. Those have been needed for a long, long time. At the Performing Arts Center in here, we put in new flooring, curtains, and an HVAC system. The campaign projects that are currently in process include repainting the walls and ceilings at the gymnasium and green room and installing 45 tons of air conditioning capacity along with a new upsized electrical service to power those new units. And of course, as Abbott mentioned, if you look out to the north, you have seen that work has begun on the new artificial turf playing field and all-weather track service. And there's more. The campaign is providing support for marketing and ministry advancement, campus technology upgrades, campus signage, and monk education. It is truly amazing what you guys have made possible. Some of the notable non-campaign projects include a new generator system that automatically provides emergency power as needed to the health center and other critical areas when we have power failures in the area. We're in the process of replacing the heating and air units throughout the Monk Health Center and adding 3 new outside air units that will provide conditioned fresh air to the entire area. All of this will be part of our energy management system that is run through a computer system in our maintenance office. And as Abbott also mentioned, we are installing a 6.5-acre solar array across 197, which will interface with the Abbey's existing power grid and is expected to provide approximately 94% of our electrical needs and provide a net annual electric bill savings of more than $100,000 again each year. In this brief, hopefully, presentation, we cannot provide a list of all the things that are going on here at the Abbey and the Academy. Actually, your Abbey and your Academy, as Abbot Elijah constantly reminds us. But hopefully this gives a sense of what we are doing to provide our monks, students, guests, and you, our alumni, with adequate and modern facilities. We thank you all from the bottom of our hearts for your support and continued dedication to this great place and all that it stands for. I'll be around this weekend, and if you have any questions, feel free. Last night I had a few people that asked me some questions. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. I think also we're going to have at 2 o'clock a question-answer session over at Alumni Hall. So I think you guys know how much our family really appreciates being here. Abbot Elijah, thank you and the monks for all that you've done to allow our family to be here and continue to be here. Thank you all for making us feel very welcome, and onward Trojans.
Glenn, that was amazing for you. Anyway, Glenn's is just always impressive, but today he was more impressive than usual. Brief. Guys, did he not cover some awesome stuff? I mean, it almost makes your head spin, but it's just... I think we have a whole lot to be proud of, so all of us. And man, Godspeed. Keep on going, guys. That's just awesome. As I'm starting to get grandkids, I'm really excited about that. I don't have any grandsons yet. I got all granddaughters. But anyway, okay. I want to reemphasize again, Glenn actually alluded to it, but there will be a Q&A, and somebody tell me that means questions and answers. But there will be a session at 2 o'clock. We're trying to keep this meeting going on because apparently we're getting into people's social time. Someone said drinking time, but I don't know. Anyway, but question and answer, and that's going to be in Alumni Hall. I think I heard A5, that's one of the double classrooms. And pertinent people will be there to field in-depth questions. It's just for the size of our group, it doesn't make sense to go into those. But I've already caught in wind that there's going to be, I think, some very pertinent questions asked. So the question and answer session will follow this meeting at 2 o'clock at Alumni Hall, and I believe it's A5. But they said it's going to be the only unlocked classroom. So that helps. That's a clue. Okay, next up on the list, we got our own Mike Berry. Mike Berry. Where are you? Oh, I'm sorry. I got that wrong. It's David Wright. It's David Wright, who... I used my out-of-towner there.
Yeah, I understand. It's all good.
I have a little more hair than Mike does, so hopefully, that's, but we're close. Yes, thank you, Roy. Appreciate that. Uh-oh. Yeah, exactly. Good morning, everyone. Good to see you, and welcome home. It's great to see so many of you. I will probably need those lights on, Linda, if I could. There we go. We'll do the best we can with that, with the slideshow. As mentioned, my name is David Wright. I am completing my 6th year as head of school here at Subiaco Academy, and it's all that. Thank you. That's kind of you. I would like to also express my great thanks to Abbot Elijah and the monastic community for the opportunity to be here, to continue on. Great blessing for my wife and I to be here and call Subiaco home. It's been fabulous, and we look forward to great years ahead. And as mentioned, there's much to be thankful for, and we thank all of you for your wonderful support and continued interest in the Academy. And we love this weekend. It's always special to see you all come home. As Abbot Elijah mentioned, one thing that's key for us is the continuation of more monks in the classroom, and we got monks. And I love that as a marketing pitch, and we have it, and we want to embrace it. And I want to thank him in particular and our monks for their willingness to serve in that capacity. In mentioning that, one of our monk brothers, Father Cashin, is a key member of our administrative team. He has joined as assistant head for mission and identity, and all these Benedictine values are ensuring that our faculty, our staff, our students understand what it means to be at Subiaco and what it means to be Benedictine. So I want to thank him for his great work. We want to make sure everything we do is tied to the mission, because if we're not doing that, we're not serving God, we're not serving the young men, we're not serving all of you. So I thank him greatly for his service in that capacity. Next, I want to talk a little bit about some exciting news on rankings and recognition. Some of you might think I talk about this ad nauseum, but I hope you're very proud of it. Niche.com, a third-party organization, does a lot of research on schools across the country. Very happy to report we're the #1 ranked Catholic high school in the state. This year we rose to the #1 private college preparatory school in the state of Arkansas, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Some of the other, yeah, absolutely. This is your home, your academy. Very proud of the fact that we are in the top 8% of best Catholic high schools in the United States. And it's no secret that Catholic high schools are where it's at, and to be inside of the top 10% nationwide, to me, is extraordinary, and we're moving absolutely in the right direction. As we continue on with some other rankings and recognition, this fall, the College Board, who oversees AP courses, they named us as an honor roll school, and that recognizes institutions whose programs are delivering results and broadening access for multiple students. It's incredible, as small as we are, the number of AP courses that we offer and how well our students do in those AP classes. So great thanks to our tremendous faculty who do an absolutely wonderful job. Also continuing on with recognition, I don't know how many of you caught this, but back on March 28th, Architectural Digest, owned by Condé Nast, the largest readership in the world, recognized Subiaco Academy as #4 on their list of the 9 most beautiful boarding schools in the world. Not in Arkansas, not in the United States, but in the world. So how about that for some pretty special recognition? As we continue, I want to talk about some of those facility upgrades that you heard about. Wardlaw Hall and the exciting work happening down at Rebsamen Stadium that will be online starting this August. We're very excited about that. Hopefully some of you did get over to Wardlaw Hall this morning and see the recreation area, the outdoor adventure space. Again, want to thank the monastic community for their willingness to allow us to convert what was a classroom building into, for all intents and purposes, is like a student union building. But our students are thrilled to have it. It's an opportunity for our day students and their boarding student brothers to get together in a social space that's not designed, it's not necessarily overly organized, and not scheduled. And the hope is that that's going to continue to grow the idea of brotherhood between our day students and our boarding students. Very accessible, obviously, with our student parking lot right outside, that our day students can pull up and join their boarding brothers in that beautiful facility. So again, thanks for all those who have donated to this campaign to make those kinds of things happen. The final facility upgrade I'll talk about is that of our artificial turf soccer pitch, which will allow the football team to use on certain Friday nights. There wasn't a whole lot of laughter out there. I am joking around. But for those who don't know, I am the soccer coach here at Subiaco Academy, but I love our 8-man football team as well, of course. But this project is very exciting. We are putting a field turf surface down. For those who don't know, field turf artificial surfaces are the only artificial surfaces that are sanctioned by FIFA, the international soccer organization worldwide, and the NFL. So when you watch an NFL team play on Sunday on artificial turf, they're playing on a product called field turf, and that's what we are installing in this facility. Finally, the track, the all-weather track, will be a Binen track surface. Again, state-of-the-art. It's the top of the line in the industry, and we're trying to do it right and make sure that it will be a facility we'll be proud of for a long, long, long time. I often say this facility is a porch to the academy. You can call it a front porch, you can call it a back porch, but it's very visible, right, like porches are. And I think that this project is going to really make a huge difference for us, and something we're really excited about, where you'll find information in the near future about dedication for the facility coming up this fall, and we hope you'll come back and join us for the celebration. On the enrollment front, of course, it's always key. We started the year at 147 students. The goal was 144. We ended the year at 142 students. 37 of them graduated. I was doing some quick math, and math is not my strong suit, but as Abbot Elijah mentioned on the engineering side, I don't know if this is coincidental or not, since we've renovated Alumni Hall to a STEAM building, but about 25% of this graduating class has shown a very strong interest in or already been accepted into an engineering program in higher education. To me, that was extraordinary to hear that from our graduating seniors. So very, very excited that things are happening here that are going to help these young men for the rest of their lives. Our goal for the fall is 148 students. And I wanted to mention that we are in the process of a 3-year enrollment plan, that we're finishing our first year of that plan. And we have a goal of growing and getting ourselves into the 160s and hopefully getting ourselves eventually to the 170s. How are we going to do that? There's 2 key programs that we are engaging in. One is called the LEARNS Act. For those of you in Arkansas, I won't go into a lot of details about what that is, but again, I'll be at that 2 o'clock session in Alumni Hall. Please come by and talk through if you have questions about this. The other one is called the ELL Plus program. That one is a program that is going to look at our international population. You know, this year we had 5 countries represented, 4 outside of the U.S., and we want to increase that. In the past, we've been bigger with international. Since COVID, that has dried up a bit. For 2 years in a row, the U.S. would not allow high school students to come into the country with a visa. It's opening up again, and we want to be part of that opening up. So we're partnering with the Academy of Sacred Heart in Grand Coteau, Louisiana. It's an all-girls Catholic boarding school, and the goal is that we can, as we recruit internationally, bring your boys to Subiaco, and the young ladies can attend the Academy of the Sacred Heart, a beautiful facility. I just went down there earlier this spring. It's a special place. We've designed this as a purposeful 1-year immersion program into the English language, but also into the cultural side of the U.S. The faith and academic programming would be using English in totality. So we are hearing that international and non-native English speakers are pretty excited about that. We are targeting Italy, Spain, and Mexico at the start. We have eliminated the international fee. with the hopes of diversifying our student population. I heard last night some of you talking about it's too bad we have that international fee because it keeps some of our former brothers, sons, and grandsons from coming to the academy. Well, it doesn't exist anymore. So we hope that that will open up those lines, especially with our friends in the Mexico and Monterrey in particular. We went down there and we've traveled to all three of those countries in the past year. Finally, just show a picture of in Madrid, Spain. So our colleagues of the Academy of Sacred Heart and myself traveled to northern Italy and to Madrid to share this program with people. And this was part of a slideshow in Madrid that the Academy of Sacred Heart in Madrid did for us and opened it up for families to come and hear about opportunities to study in the U.S. So we appreciate your prayers and continued support of that idea. And again, I just want to say thank you to all of you for the wonderful support of the institution, our faculty and staff. We couldn't be more pleased and happy with that. And as Glenn said, onward Trojans, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you all at 2 o'clock over in Alumni. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Wright. Next up, we have our own Mike Berry. Berry, yeah. Coach Berry is up.
Thank you, Dr. Wright, for all your support, your forward thinking. Obviously, from what you've seen today, there's a lot of great things going on, so thank you, Dr. Wright. Thank you guys for being here this weekend. I'm always amazed at the support, the commitment that our alumni have, the loyalty to come back and support everything that goes on here. So thank you guys for being here. I'm Mike Berry. I'm the athletic director. Just wrapped up my 27th year here at Subiaco. And again, it just continues to amaze me that you guys come back. And yesterday at the golf tournament, which my team won, anyway, thank you for all you do, from your financial support to working the gate, cooking, running the chains at football games. All the things that you guys do behind the scenes is much appreciated. So thank you. Special thanks to the Koch family. I hope some of them are here today. They have donated the stands at the baseball field. If you get a chance, please go down there and look at them. They also donated the slab that the stands are placed on. Just another example of how important that our alumni are to our school and our athletic program. So thank you for all you do. I can't name everybody, but you're a big, special part of what we do. I'm going to give you a quick summary of how our teams did this year. Football had another great year, went 8-2 in 8-man football. Made it to the first round of the playoffs and got beat, but we hosted that game. Cross-country team had another successful year. Had an all-state runner, Anthony Gehrig. Fine young man. He's done well in everything he's ever done, and he'll continue at University of Notre Dame. Tennis had another great year. That's a storied program. You guys all know, you're probably, some of you out there are part of that championships. Had another championship season this year with the doubles team making it to the state finals. Wrestling finished 9-7 as a team, but with that said, we had a state champion for the first time. Camarion Reno won the state championship in the heavyweight class. So shout out to him. Basketball had an outstanding year, finishing 30-3. I think that might be Coach Tancleve's one of his better years. They were conference champions, conference tournament champions, regional tournament runner-up, and eventually losing in the first round of the state playoff. But although that part of it was disappointing, it was an awesome season. It was fun to watch these guys play.
Best assistant coach ever.
I did. I helped Coach Tancleve. I might be the most overpaid manager in the in the state. Swimming had a great year, finishing another state championship relay team. So very proud of them. That's another program that continues to grow. We've started a lot of different programs over the years that probably weren't available when you guys were here, but wrestling, swimming, cycling. It's just another opportunity for our student athletes to participate, and that's our big deal. And we have a high percentage of our student body that participates in athletics. Probably upwards of 90% of them are involved in something athletically, as well as activities. And you guys know that's the key to survival here. If you're not involved, you're probably not doing well. If you're involved, you're probably thriving. And so that's our goal, is to get everybody involved. Baseball had a tough year, finished with a 7-10 record. There's a lot of obstacles that we face as a boarding school, and a lot of that has to do with time off. Breaks during basketball season, it's just hard to send those guys away and then expect them to come back and be exactly where they left off. Baseball's the same way. We had a 2-week layoff, and when they got back, it was just difficult to get it going. They had it going, but fought hard, finished 7-10. Our cycling team is growing. They compete at a high level. I think in the next year or so, we'll probably have a state champion. It's not a sanctioned AAA sport yet, but probably will be in the near future. But Nick McDaniel's really growing that program. We got a lot of talent in there, so a lot to be expected of them in the future. Soccer completed their season at 3-7. Another sport that's just difficult at times, time off, getting those guys coming back. But they competed hard. They were fun to watch, and thanks, Dr. Wright, for taking on that responsibility. I don't know that any headmaster in the U.S. would be your head soccer coach and have the ability to manage his time down there on the soccer field with those guys. So utmost respect for the fact that he has taken that on. To wrap it up, track had a great year with a conference champion in the triple jump. And this young man also had an invitation to the Meet of Champions, which is a meet that entails every single school in the state of Arkansas, regardless of your classification. And he actually finished 6th overall in the state. So congratulations to him. Again, just thank you for all you do. Thank you for being here. I've been here long enough now to see there's a lot of guys out here that I've coached. Just wonderful to see them come back, and the support and the excitement that you guys have for the school is amazing. It's overwhelming at times. So thank you so much for everything you do. Onward, Trojans.
I got a question. Oh. We have a question from Mr. Schwartz.
We've seen a lot of slides and the renovation of the football field and the track field, and we're all proud to see that
Well, I'll address that quickly, and then I think we need to reserve that bigger conversation probably in the 2 o'clock meeting. But yeah, you're right. We've had an unusual turnover this year. I think that's just cyclical. I don't think you can point a finger. I know people like to blame, but I think we've just had a year where people come after us, and they come after our talent. And we've seen it in the past where they've come after our teachers, and this is just one of those years where we had some coaches that were presented with opportunities that I think, for their family and themselves that they couldn't turn down. So yeah, we're searching. We've started that process. We've had a couple interviews. So I hope that answers your question. But yeah, you're right. There is. We need coaches right now. But we'll find them. We'll find the right fit for Subiaco, and we'll move on. It's not the first time that has happened in my 27 years. It just, every so often you do lose a couple of key personnel, and this year it just happened to be coaches.
How many are you looking for? I mean,
Well, two key coaches. Like I said, we interviewed a guy this week, and we're receiving applications every day, resumes every day. Some alumni have shown some interest. So with all that said, if you know anybody or if you're interested and you're qualified, then please reach out. We love it. I mean, there's no better coach or teacher at Subiaco than our alumni who understand what's going on. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
You bet.
Thank you, Bill Schwartz, and thank you, Coach Barry. Actually, I learned that one of those coaches took a great job in West Memphis, and the other one took a great job in Russellville, and they were good coaches, and my sons benefited from that. Okay, next up on our list, Perry Thatcher couldn't be with us. Perry's having some family matters that he's addressing. Tom Kennedy's, though, going to take his place. This is a class agent. He already acknowledged most of that, but you have more.
Yeah, I have a little more. Like he said, unfortunately, Perry Trasher could not be here, but he sends his best, and he really wishes he could be here. So we started the class agent program before I was here, but what it was a way for us to get information out to you guys and to get information into us. Well, now that we're at that point, we'd like to take it to another level. So I have started hosting bi-monthly class agent Zoom meetings where I can get information out and all of that stuff, but I also am looking to get our alumni base more involved, and our class agents are a good way to make that happen. So with that being said, I have the class of 61, 64, 66, 69, 72, 80, 93, 95. Let me see, and that should be it. If you are in any of those classes, please come see me if you're interested in serving as a class agent. I'd like to have every class represented so that we can do our part to get you guys informed, involved, and engaged. So thank you.
All right, the one we've been waiting for. This is one of the funnest things to volunteer for that you can up here, but Pat Franz is going to speak briefly about Camp Subiaco.
Good morning. So camp is June 16th to the 22nd and the 23rd to the 29th. Thank you very much. How about that? The shortest speech ever. So you guys know that camp started in 1941 with a monk's leadership. Many of us have gone to those camps back in the day. We actually survived Camp Subiaco, and I still use that phrase today. The parents call me up, mom will call me up and say, hey, my son's 9 years old. Is it safe? Yeah, we're all good guys here. What do they do? Oh, shotguns, 22s, go-karts, zip lines. We have a 98% return rate to Camp Subiaco. If you send your son to Camp Subiaco, there's a 98% chance that he'll come back to you on Saturday, on the following Saturday. 98% return rate to the mom. Yeah, everybody, I get the same reaction when the moms are here sitting here in the middle of the aisle on Camp Subiaco Day. But anyway, really, June 16th is the day camp starts, just 2 weeks from now, and we've got 87 campers signed up for week number 1. I can handle about 125, 130, okay? So I need your help. On week number 2, we've got 103. And thanks for the Texans out there, about 50 of them are coming from the Gainesville, Texas, or North Texas, okay? And so we're running the bus on week number 2 from St. Mary's. There's probably about 30 that's going to ride that bus each year, and we're continuing that this year, of course. Camp fees are staying the same, $5.50 a week. And for those of you that have kids that look for that camp, $5.50 is about half price of what it goes for nowadays. It's about $1,100 now. But with all my great volunteers and camp core team, we're all volunteers, and so that keeps that price low. So there's no reason that your grandson or your son or your nephew or your friend from church can't come to camp. Let's get them here. Let's make it happen. If he needs a little bit of help, you can help him as far as the fees go, or we can help him a little bit, but let's get that young man to camp. We always talk about the academy. Anywhere from 30 to 40% of the student body has gone through the summer camp program. So it's a wonderful way to introduce a young family to Subiaco, okay? They get here, they see us work, they see how we operate the camp, they meet some monks, they meet some alumni, they create these relationships, and from 9 years old to 13 years old, they have a little action with us, and if it's a good fit, occasionally they become students. Now, through my advertising, which we don't have a lot of money to do that with, that's why we rely on you guys and your parish bulletins and such. I'll tell you a little story. In Dallas, Texas, Guadalupe Radio Network, the Catholic radio station, I do a little advertising with them. They're my friends. And I get a phone call from a lady, and she's Asian. Her husband is a Camp Subiaco survivor. Didn't get the opportunity to come to school here, but she's telling me that he loved the camp and wants to know more about sending her son to camp. So through that conversation, all of a sudden, I not only get a camper, but I get that returning camper alumnus to come back. And so he's going to be here this summer to help out as a camp counselor. And so not only do we draw people into Subiaco through camp to go to camp and go to school here, but we create those relationships that last a lifetime that we don't really see. But as Father Jerome told me years ago in 1995, you're planting a seed during that week that you will never see grow to fruition, but it will be there. So you're doing good things, keep doing it. As far as what we need for camp this year, I'm looking at, we've already purchased a couple more go-karts, and for you guys that are in the business world know that things are more expensive nowadays. So the go-karts wear out of every 3 or 4 years, and we're having to replace them. That's an expense you can help us with. Canoes, there's 2 or 3 new ones down there. They're like 15 years old. The rest of them are about 35 years old. And so we need some canoes. We're looking at changing those out. And little things like that are big expenses. So as you think about things you can help with around here, all these wonderful programs that are going on, remember Camp Subiaco is a vital part of this growing of the Subiaco through the years and continues to be. In 1991, you guys took on Camp Subiaco as an organization to fund it, to find campers, and to keep keep the camp going. So I continue that challenge to you. You are empowered to sell Subiaco through the camp program. And if you need any help with that, just let me know. And this is my 25th year of being director, and I'm very proud of that continuation and continuing on. And with the presidents of the Alumni Association blessing, I will continue that. And then with your help, Camp Subiaco will find more students and more contacts for our great place here. So thank you very much. Mr. Welch. It was rough. It was rough. It was. Thank you, Mike. So one more comment about that. So all that got cleaned up before 1 o'clock. There was 3 days of no electricity for the first 3 days of camp. Okay, but one of the cool things about this gathering of help and cleaning the Subiaco area up and getting the camp up and running within a matter of hours. One of the parents put on Facebook, my son is a CIT. He survived the tornado last night. And when I dropped my second son off to go to camp, it looked like the tornado had missed Subiaco.
Yeah.
No, we took care of business. Yes, sir.
Pat, what are the costs for go-karts and canoes?
Okay, so a canoe costs about $500, so about $550 with tax. That's a canoe, the Dakotas from Pelican. And then the go-karts are about $1,500 now. So $1,500 to $1,700, yeah. So we need two, and then we need about four canoes, and those are kind of big ticket items. We're very frugal. We're Benedictine, and so we use all of our assets like wares of the altar. I forget how that phrase goes, but anyway, you treat everything like you're going to use it for years and years and years, and they're sacred. And so our canoes have served us well. Our go-karts serve us well, but it's time to replace them. You guys remember about 10 years ago, I guess it was, we replaced a boat, and that was a big ticket item. But when you have a camp coming on with 186 campers and 3 boats go down in one night on Saturday, Monday morning, you're looking at replacing a piece of big equipment. But the boat has served us well. And so, yeah, thank you guys for your help. Any more questions? Okay. So you can actually just make a check out to Camp Subiaco, and then I will go out to Academy or wherever the best price is and bring them in. So, yeah, so check it with me, and I'll take care of getting the equipment there. Yes, sir.
I think these guys need to see all your CITs through the years that are here today.
Oh, yeah, so here we go. If let's do a whoever served as a CIT or a counselor on Camp Subiaco, please stand up. Now, remain standing. Remain standing. If you've ever attended Camp Subiaco, please stand up. All right, that's very good. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Wow. Thank you, Pat. Next up, we're going to announce this is a quick report on the scholarship winners. Actually, it's in your books. It's page 6. but there's 3 of those, and the Father Christopher Palladino Award, I think he was athletic director when my dad was here. Anyway, that goes to Nico Schmitz. The next scholarship was the Father Clement Scholarship, and that goes to Connor Wasilewski. Thank you, Coach. And then, of course, the Coach Mouse Scholarship, and that went to Luis Araujo. And yeah, congratulations to those winners and all those that have contributed to those scholarship funds. Okay, next up on our list, I think we covered old business. Any new business? I recognize, yeah.
Since we're sponsoring Camp Subiaco, I'd like to make a motion that we give $5,000 for those canoes and go-karts.
You're making a motion that the Alumni Association, we have a motion on the floor that the Alumni Association donates $5,000 towards the camp fund?
For go-karts.
Specifically for go-karts and canoes. Any discussion? Any points of order on that? Okay. Do we have well, that is a motion. Do we have a second? We have a second. Jodar, he was one of the guys that showed me the art of being a counselor at camp. Between him and Fritz Roosevelt, you guys are awesome. I tell you what, I was laughing so hard by the 3rd day I was working. I thought somebody punched me in the gut, and I didn't realize what was wrong until I started laughing again. And I laughed so hard that I literally hurt. My diaphragm was bruised by my own laughing. All right, we have back in new business. Any other new business? Vote on the motion. Yeah, by show of hands. Wait a second. Jodar got his so high, I thought they just covered it, but okay. All right. I think we're finished with new business, unless anybody have anything else? We're just moving right along. We have special recognitions. Once again, Abbot Elijah.
Brothers, it's a great opportunity today to, once again, on our annual basis, to honor certain individuals who have stepped forward and really inspire us with a lifelong commitment, if you will, to the Trojan spirit. We're going to take a moment to designate and speak to and congratulate the first honorary alumnus and honorary ladies auxiliary member. What I'll do is read a brief biography of them and then invite them to come up so that we can honor them. Deacon Roy and Miss Cheryl Getz. They've been a part of the Subiaco world for 22 years. Roy and Cheryl have been married for 38 years. The exact number of years each has been an educator. They're the proud parents of Donald, class of 2007, and a daughter, Hannah Getz, as well. They are grandparents to Donald and his wife, Katie's 2 children, son Eugene and daughter Joan. Roy was ordained to the diaconate on Pentecost in 1998. In 2005, he became Subiaco Academy's chaplain and continues in that role today, providing spiritual guidance to Academy students. There are too many to number. Roy is the founder and director of the Subiaco Jazz Ensemble. In the Academy, he serves as the Fine Arts Department chairperson and is a 4-time recipient of the Endowed Chair for Excellence in Teaching. He's also served as Academy headmaster for 1 year. For 17 years, Roy has organized and led a summer trip for Academy students to the Grand Canyon and the desert Southwest. Cheryl has served our Academy in various capacities since July of 2002. She's been an English instructor, served as Student Council and National Honor Society advisors, and since 2010, she has served in an administrative role as the Assistant Head of School for Academics and Communications. It was formerly known as the Academy Dean. The Academy has been blessed by her leadership as Steering Committee Chair for 2 cycles of accreditation for our Academy. Roy and Cheryl continue to volunteer in many functions at Subiaco, including those headed by the Parent Association, the lighting of the hill at Christmas time, serving the student Christmas dinner, and of course assisting at the Academy Spring Carnival. They are both musically inclined, serving as a cantor for Mass and singing for special events, such as the installation of Father Leonard as the 7th abbot of Subiaco Abbey. Brothers, on behalf of the Alumni Association, we welcome Roy as an honorary member of the class of 1980 and Cheryl, a 1981 McCrory High School graduate, as an honorary member of the Ladies Auxiliary. Ask them to please step up. Cheryl and Roy, point out your kids. I think I heard grandchild going away somewhere. Was that Eugene? Yeah, they're asleep. So very good. Thank you all very much for, it's truly a family support and a wonderful occasion. We can't say enough. For those of you who, interesting number of people that come from outside our academy, when they drive up from the south entrance and stuff, one of the things they often talk about is the Bigfoot, the Sasquatch, that he shows up with various attire and other things celebrating festivities, and it's right on their house. Oh, it's the daughter and the dad, okay, that dress up Bigfoot down there, and they're like, who lives there? And was that some hippies? Well, it used to be that Deacon Gatz did have the long hair, but in any case, a personal thanks for both of you. You are an institution and a wonderful witness of the Subiaco tradition, and especially the Benedictine tradition. Could not in any way have a better group of people that commit to and really foster the mission and ministry of this institution, so thank you. Our second honorary alumnus and honorary ladies auxiliary member, Keith and Becky Kramers. They've been associated with Subiaco Abbey and Academy for many years. Keith is the son of Academy alumnus Jim Kramers, class of 1952. Jim and his wife Betty taught Keith the Benedictine values of ora et labora, forming him into the family man and community servant he is today. Keith is a 1986 graduate of nearby Scranton High School and a 1990 graduate of Arkansas Tech University. He's a longtime member of St. Benedict's Parish in Subiaco and has served on the parish council. He began his employment with Subiaco in 2019 in the area of grounds and keeping and maintenance. He's worked with and mentored Academy students who were assigned to grounds duty, whether voluntary or for disciplinary reasons. We monks are always wondering whenever we see him with a particular student saying, wonder what that student did. But there are other students that just love to really reach out and work with Keith. That number 4 ranking right there is the reason, brothers, in so many ways, his commitment to this place. Becky is a 1989 graduate of Paris High School and a 2004 graduate of Arkansas Tech University. Utilizing her nursing degree, Becky worked in the Abbey Health Center here for 8 years and has volunteered at Camp Subiaco for the past 10 years. She's also active in the Academy Parent Association, as Keith and Becky's two sons were students here. Kyle Kramer's class of 2012 and Matthew Kramer's class of 2021. They have two daughters, Juliana, who is married to Subiaco alumnus Logan Kramer, class of 2015, and Emily, age 16. Son Kyle and his wife Emily blessed Keith and Becky with their first grandchild, while Juliana and Logan are about to add to that number with a second grandchild. Becky has already been a vital part of our Subiaco Academy Alumni Ladies Auxiliary for many number of years. She led the babysitting efforts during alumni reunion and has helped with the ladies' brunch. She serves as current board member of the SAALA. The couple's dedication to the Catholic faith is reflected in their active ministry with religious education classes for the children of the parish and the lives of their own children. Their quiet disposition makes them a favorite among co-workers and friends. Subiaco is blessed by the talents they share and their willingness to lend a helping hand at any time. On behalf of the Alumni Association, we welcome Keith as an honorary member of the class of 1986 and Becky as an honorary member of the Ladies Auxiliary. I think without equivocation, it can be said that both of those couples bleed the good old orange and blue. So thank you very much to both of you for your present commitment and your ongoing commitment. And thank you on behalf of the monastic community for your presence in our lives. We could not, we would not have been as richly blessed in our lives had not your presence come into it. So thank you so dearly for that. Thank you, brothers.
All right, next up, we got to cover the Father Harold Classic Open. And I think Bill's, you headed it up. Bill Schwartz, turn your attention to Bill. Card check. Thank you, Bill. I think some of the younger alumni wanted to point out that Coach Barry's team was also, Coach Stovall was on there, and he's also serving as the groundskeeper there. And they didn't say that was an unfair advantage, but there's something about the lay of the greens. You know, I don't know much about golf. I know I can score really high. There, that's what I know about golf. Okay, next up, we've got several things here I can go over very quickly. I may probably announce this twice, but reunion year classes, you guys need to meet in front of the church after this meeting, and for photographs. 1:00 p.m. Father Jerome is going to lead an Abbey museum tour, and that sounds promising to be really good. It closes at 2, but at 1 p.m. Once again, Father Jerome's going to lead that. Where do we need to? Where do they need to meet? Meet in the museum. If anybody is wondering where that museum is, ask a guy wearing a black dress. All due respect. Okay. Once again, at 2 p.m., we have that question and answer session for people that want to get in depth about any questions. And that'll be, once again, an alumni. I believe A5, the only room that's unlocked. We have the hall's going to be open and viewing of digital class pictures. That's cool. And we also have the distinguished alumni plaques are over there, and they're definitely worth looking at and aspiring to. Mass is at 4. And right after Mass is our evening social and our banquet. Is there a dress code for the banquet? Clothes. Wear clothes. Okay. Seriously, class of 2014, clothes. Okay. Ladies Auxiliary silent auction will be open through the social banquet, and it closes at 9 p.m. And then the items afterwards, you can pick them up at Furman Hall. Ladies, are those items going to be moved down to Furman, or they remain over here? They're already there. So there's some really cool stuff in there. And trust me, it all goes to a good cause. So, okay, nomination committee has to do its report to the assembly. There are nominees that are present. JP, please stand up. JP he's our president-elect. And, we still have to vote on that. And also Eric Wallace is on the ballot right now to, I didn't mention that. We have an outgoing board member, and it's William Johnson from the class of 08. He started a new law firm, and he got real busy. Anyway, but William Johnson's moving off, and we need a replacement for him. And I think Eric Wallace was nominated by the executive committee. Also, there's board positions, and we need three board positions. We have 3 to fill. 2 of those members will be appointed by the abbot. So anyway, if you notice, there's a ballot on the back of the program. Please vote. And I think they're trustworthy, but I think the class of 84 is responsible for counting the ballots. And yay, class of 84. Barry Guidry said if necessary, he'll take off his shoes to finish the counting. So, yeah, we only vote for 3 of these, right? We vote for 3 of these. And so please fill out your ballot and turn it in on your way out.
Since Eric Wallace is making a replacement for Johnson, is he eligible to vote for on this ballot?
Well, I think by acclamation. He was suggested by our, because we had an outgoing member, I think he was suggested by our committee.
I can address this.
Okay, and please address that, Tom. Good question.
So we had 5 members up for reelection this year. William Johnson was not interested in coming back on. We originally had J.P. Koch, who was going to roll back on, but when we get to that point, so what's going to happen is we are going to nominate him for president-elect if there's no other candidates. And so we took him off of this ballot and we replaced him with Eric Wallace just so we would have a vote on everybody. Because if JP becomes president-elect, he's automatically back on the board. Does that make sense? Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, and I need to,
Also, no, Willie's term was complete.
Yeah, his term was complete.
It's not a replacement.
he was going to roll off anyway. Usually you're rolled right back on after you're rolled off, but not always. So anyway, he got real busy. We have to, are there any other nominations for president-elect? If there's no more, and the president-elect serves under the, or with, under the president for a year, kind of like I served under Gerald. So you serve 1 year, and then at the following year, you hopefully get a good president-elect. So anyway, that's so by show of hands, is JP elected? Who's for? Okay, he's got it by acclamation, I guess. Congratulations. The class of '94 is well represented. That's also your 30th, right? Yeah, congratulations on that too. Okay, we're about at the end here. So yeah, fill out those ballots.
Something I forgot regarding the golf tournament a while ago, and I do this every year. I'd like to mention the fact that we had people sponsor homes when we had this golf tournament. And again, as I said, I forget to mention their names. And I'd like to do that now. Charles Anderson sponsored a hole for $100. Each one's $100. And class of '84, Steve Smith's and Swartzstone. So all this money goes into the kitty to the Alumni Association. So thank you guys for pitching in.
Once again, guys, thank you all for coming. Well, I want to mention, last year we had a few alumni that got a little crazy and really showed a bad side, and it was major concern. So, but I want to compliment everybody for pretty much behaving. You guys, and we're looking forward to another night of that. Anyway, you always remember it's their home. This is where they live, and let's respect it. And also, I want to thank you because I was on trash duty at 5:30 this morning, and brother, these guys aren't so messy. My kids are a lot worse. Okay. Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay, and lunch this year is actually not going to be outside like it normally is. This lunch coming up now is going to be at student dining. So, yay. Oh, so you can dine outside, but there's going to be 2 lines. There's one for those that want to gather outside, or it's going to be inside, but they're going to walk outside. Okay, and then the other regular. All right, gentlemen, thank y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Don't forget to put in your ballot. Elect 3.